Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT. Now, it's time to get ready for round 10 on the GR Super GT Cup on Gran Turismo Sports. So, we'll be racing on Willow Springs International Raceway, Big Willow, for 9 laps. So, choose the Supra, and now this is going to be able to keep using the current one. And this wheel might be able to change up the balance of performance for this race. And then the hard tires sports compound will remains the same, and then this is going to get everything prepared to be able to go fastest and be prepared for anything that this is going to be able to take on the Big Willow. Will be able to waiting for us, that this might give us the call. And now let's just gonna have to take much practice whenever we can, so maybe this is gonna get everything ready to get started. So maybe this wheel might be doing a lot more ways that this wheel might be able to get ready to go. I hope that this is going to be very excellent, challenging strategy that this will be needed to be able to make sure. So everything changed up on the power ratio and the weight reduction ratio, and then this is definitely might be able to get ready. So we have to make sure that this is definitely might be giving a one tough race, and also mostly that this is going to be able to stay on the inside at the last and final turn, and this will might be able to get everything approached, and this will be ready because this is going to be able to take a lot of faster lap times that this is going to be coming in to get. Now, even that this is definitely might be pretty quick and pretty close edge strategy, if we must be able to do one way or another. And now this is going to get everything well properly, that this will might get everything well organized, that this will also to stay on the perfect handling effect, that this is going to be able to stay on track. But this is definitely might be pretty challenging for us if we must be succeed, that this is definitely might be able to take a full clean lap race, that this will might get everything what we need to do, because everything is going to be able to stay focused by the skills, that this is definitely might be pretty challenging, that this will be able to be prepared to endure, and mostly that could be the most challenging track for every Supra, that this will might be able to take the motivation up, that this is definitely might give the best opportunity, will might go there. Now this is definitely might be able to give a 10-minute practice time until this wheel might get ready to join in, because this is definitely important, folks, because the last turn is definitely the higher risk that this is going to be able to avoid it. So just going to give one good example to take a hint, and then that's how it happens, because getting up the track is definitely the serious problem. Just try to make sure stay on the inside is definitely the safest way, that this will might be able to avoid mistakes, because this is going to get everything pretty challenging up until this will might be needed to be able to make sure. But of course it is going to be very challenging if we must be able to succeed to be able to have a good clean race that we need to get. Now let's just going to be able to do a little bit more passive turns. This is definitely might be going quicker and safer, because this is definitely might be very challenging, that this will might be able to stay on the throttle to be able to maintain. Okay, just gonna have a little bit more time, and then this should probably do it. Alright, looks like just gonna have to get everything ready. We might be able to do a one good clear hot lap, because this is gonna get very challenging and very rough, so we might be able to do quick ways to be able to improve ourselves, because the handling is definitely might be pretty slippery, that this is going to be able to avoid a little bit too much. Okay, let's just try this again, and then this time it has to do this for one perfect right handling effect, that this is going to get everything stay on track. Now take a good look, that this is definitely might be able to do perfectly well, because this is definitely might need to stay clear and safe, and now this is definitely might be able to keep going faster, that this one might go as possible. Alright, there you go, a minute and 30-second lap time around that this is going to be needed to get, and also this wheel might be able to do a little bit more fast times, that this is going to be able to take on over 20 miles challenge, because it's going to be able to have 9 laps around the track, because this wheel might be ready for one fast challenge that this wheel might need to get. Now let's just gonna have to keep it up and keep going in, and then just gonna have to stay on there on the corners that we have to deal with, because this is definitely might be pretty challenging to be able to test our wood of our driving skills, that this is definitely might be coming in to be able to get everything to be worked hard, and mostly that this is going to be able to take one passive race, that this is definitely might be pretty challenging. So it'll be able to make sure if we have to be able to do our best. Now let's just gonna going in and then take that turn, and better make sure that the off track that we just really don't want to have this, because that was definitely might be literally ruining the moment. So that may be caused to start over again, because this is going to be a very difficult race with the last turn on it, because that is going to get pretty hard, that this wheel might need to be very careful to be able to stay on track. Now let's just going to go and start over to have a new lap time, and then this wheel might get better, because sometimes it gets very too rough at the last turn. Is going to get pretty intense, because maybe this is definitely might be possible to be able to stay on the inside turn. That should be safer, that this will be needed to get. Okay, just gonna stay on that handling on that turn, and then try to find a good inside performance turn, that this is definitely might be getting a little bit efficient. Okay, 3 minutes left. This is going to get everything ready to go, so maybe this is going to get a very tough challenge that this one might get ready. Okay, just get in there, and then just going to stay endure to be able to get a good brace. Well, it is pretty hard to be able to beat the one good lap time to be able to deal with that corner, because this is going to get pretty tough and intense. Okay, let's go. This is definitely might make it count, and then this is going to get everything well needed. Okay, let's just gonna have that turn. This should probably be able to do one better ways to get. Alright, looks like getting on the 0.2 second gap. Okay, stay on it, and then this is going to be able to maintain the current runs that this will might have. Okay, that should do it. Now this is going to be able to stay on track, and then whenever it gets a little bit needed, but it's going to get very rough, that we just definitely need to be very careful. Okay, looks like this is going to get a little bit extremely bumpy here, folks, because this is going to get everything well harder, that this is going to be able to keep coming in. Okay, looks like that should be pretty safe enough, but then this is going to be able to give a one-way ticket in to be able to beat under a minute and 30 seconds around the track. So that should do it, and now this is going to get everything ready to go to be able to join in session of the race, and this one might be able to make sure that this is going to be able to take the practice for a qualifier, that this one might get ready to get started. But I hope that this is going to be a very tough race, that this is all about handling balance and stability, that this wheel might be able to stay on hold, because maybe we just definitely might be able to have a good clean race. If we must be able to take this tough challenge, we might be able to have a good goal opportunity we might achieve. Alright, looks like here we go. Let's get ready to be prepared for our match let's get everything started. Now, this is definitely might be pretty well settled in to be able to get set up for this race, so I hope that this is going to get very risky, that this is going to be able to have to take around the track on the big Willow. So good thing that everybody is all here to be able to have a good SRS is now definitely might be able to give a good sportsmanship rating. We might give a good chance to have. Now let's just gonna be able to get ready to be able to get started for one good warm-up race. But I know, because this track is very challenging for us by using the Supra, so this is gonna get everything will be challenging to be able to get ready. Okay, now this one might be able to take one lap warm-up until this one might be able to get better. If we might be able to have a chance, we might be able to take the inside turns. We'll get safer because this is going to give everything a little bit hard risk, that this is going to be able to be very careful, because if we must be able to stay safe whenever we see the white line coming in. Okay, just gonna get going in to get through. Okay, best wishes of luck to all of you who really want to take that challenge to be able to master the track, because this is definitely the challenge one, and this will might be able to keep coming in to be able to overcome, because this is definitely might be pretty tough, that we just definitely might be prepared. Okay, let's just gonna have that turn, and then this is gonna be able to take one quick inside turn at the last corner, so this is definitely might be able to do a little bit quick ways to be able to get there. Alright, looks like that should do it to be able to take one lap warm up to be needed, and then let's just get ready for a qualifier until we might get started. Now this is definitely might be considered to be able to have a 10-minute time as usual, so maybe this is going to get very risky, that this is definitely might be able to get everything, will be able to stay safe and stay fast to be able to go there. Now let's just gonna get everything started. So just gonna going in and pit out, and then I'll be on the third to be able to get started. Now this is definitely giving one important strategy, that this is definitely might be able to race around on the big Willow, folks, because this is definitely pretty challenging and also wide open, because we just definitely might be able to stay safe and be very careful not to hit each other. Otherwise the penalty will be occur, so it will might be able to deal with any other various tough ways that this is going to be able to avoid any situation, because this is going to get very extremely challenged, that this will might be able to do a little bit more exercise caution. But it is going to be very tougher and very quicker to be able to think smart, because this race is going to be very tough to be able to race on the big Willow. Is definitely might be wide open track, because this is going to get everything will be needed, a lot of racing skills that this is going to be able to come in for. Now let's just gonna be able to make sure whenever entering onto the last part of the corner of the track, be sure that the inside turn is definitely might be pretty risky, that this is gonna be able to stay safe, and that this will might go better, that this will might be able to have to follow up with a good directions, that this will might get everything needed for. Now let's just gonna be able to start the qualifying time, so this one might be able to keep on track, and then this one might be able to have a little bit time remaining left to go, so this is gonna get everything will be ready to go. But this is definitely might be pretty tougher if we must be able to stay safe on the clean race. We might get everything what we need. Okay, just gonna stay put, and then this is gonna be needed to be able to stay on the inside turn. Is definitely might be going quicker. Okay, looks like this is gonna get everything a little bit tricky because just trying to be able to stay on guard and then stay well maintain the pace, but it gets a little bit faster because this is definitely might be pretty sharp edge that this is gonna get everything by the wrist. Okay, just gonna go in and then take that handling will might be needed, of course. Alright, looks like 1 minute and 29 seconds. That should be giving a little bit fast start we might get, and then let's just gonna be able to beat this lap time regularly as soon as possible before this is definitely time over. Now, this is gonna get very excellent strategy that this is definitely might be able to do a little bit quick speeding edge, that this is gonna get everything well difficult because this is definitely might be pretty hard to be able to beat the time trial. Okay, let's just gonna going in, and then this is gonna get everything well slower to be able to take a little bit mid uphill terrain. We might get everything deal. Okay, better watch for the cones. This will be needed to be able to have the right directions. We might get everything settled. Okay, looks like going on to the 8th place and now moving on to the 9th place by the start. So this is going to get everything well prepared that this will be able to do much quicker times, and then this might comes in for a little drastic measures, comes for a little handling measures, that this is going to get everything stay on position. Right? Just gonna be able to make sure this is gonna get everything well faster. Okay, nothing else improved. Just gonna be able to have a better ways to be able to make sure that this is gonna be very faster paced challenge that this is gonna be coming in. Okay, just stay on it. Just only got 4 minutes and 43 seconds time remaining to go, but this is going to be able to take better make sure that the fuel and tire wear is on, because this is definitely might be pretty challenging, that this is going to get a little bit harder to be able to be sure, because the fuel is about to get very depleted soon. So this is definitely might be giving much time that this is definitely might be able to do well participating to be able to take one good endurance race we might have, but the better that this is definitely might be able to keep in track on the HUD, because this is definitely might be needed for recommend to be able to stay on foot, even that this is definitely might be able to have to take plenty of excellent strategy that this is going to be coming in. Okay, just get in there, and now this is going to be able to have the 6th lap to be recommend for having a 1 refuel. So this is definitely might be giving one good stop. Alright, back in action. Now, this is definitely might be giveaways, and then, well, okay, looks like X-Place XSRTA just definitely shows up, and then good thing that he's here. Alright, 3 minutes left remaining, folks, and now this is definitely might be going possible, that this is definitely might be going refresh. Okay. Now, let's just gonna keep focusing, and then this one might be able to get the better lap time that this will be needed. So, 1 minute and 28 seconds, that could be a very tough challenge for having a one fast achievable lap time that this one might have. And then, this is definitely might be able to keep going faster, because this is definitely might be getting a lot of high risk, that this is definitely might be able to deal with some various obstacle corners that we might need to overcome. Okay. Just take it slow and steady, and now this is definitely might be pretty excellent handling that this wheel might comes in. Alright, let's go, and then this wheel might be able to get this achievable fast lap time, because this is definitely the hard goal, that mostly that this is going to be able to take more challenges that this will be made. Okay, just going to be able to stay on track, and then this definitely might be able to keep coming in. Now this is definitely might be well handling performance, we might be able to stay on track. Okay, that should do it. Now, this is definitely might be pretty excellent, that taking the inside turns is the hardest way to master on the big Willow, on Willow Springs, folks, because this is definitely might be getting pretty well-paced challenge, that this is going to be able to take a lot of skills, because just try to maintain the pace and then keeps going faster. Okay, just gonna go in there. Alright, this is gonna get pretty good safe, and now this is definitely might be able to give a one good 8-second time check that this is gonna be coming in. I hope it's gonna be one lucky chance, and then so close, and now this is gonna be starting out on 11th place. Now, good thing that this is definitely might be given the 7th lap as the final lap to be proceed, and now this will might be able to get ready, will might get started for the race, and then this is all about taking one handling survival, that this is definitely might be able to overcome the track, because this is definitely very wide open, that this will might be able to keep an eye out, because avoid the mistakes at the last turn is definitely the pretty hardest thing that we need to be able to stay away to avoid getting on the outside turn. Now this is definitely might be needed, that this will might get everything well important tip. Okay, looks like just gonna give it one overtime lap remaining, and then this is definitely might be able to get ready to go. But I hope that this is going to be one better race, that this is going to be able to stay careful, because it's all about needs to be able to get everything well maintained at the last turn, because this is definitely very extremely wide open. Okay, let's just going to keep going faster, and now this is going to be able to take one shot at this. Alright. Looks like this is definitely a well done time until this one might get ready. But I hope that this is going to be able to do perfectly, that this is definitely might be the pretty hard challenge. So, looks like this is definitely well done until this one might be able to give a little bit extra seconds until this one might be able to have a qualifying results has been confirmed. But this is going to be taking a lot of more speed and more handling, folks, because the Willow Springs racetrack is gonna be the tough challenge that we are about to get ready. Now, looks like the results has been confirmed, and now looks like we are good to go that this will be able to be ready. Now, this is definitely might be getting a little bit challenging, that this is going to be able to be much careful, because looks like everything is going to be able to do okay, but the counter steering assist is definitely might be pretty weak, so it'll be able to remain settled. So let's just gonna be able to try to keep up, because let's just gonna be able to have a good clean race that if we might be able to have. But of course, this is gonna be able to have a one best chance of luck, and then this is definitely might be able to get everything ready. But this is gonna be one challenging race for 9 laps. And we'll make sure the last turn is very cautionable, that we might be able to avoid. Just take the inside track, and then this one might be able to do the best. So this one might wish us luck. Alright, it's round 10 of GR Super GT Cup on GT Sport. So let's just gonna go and get ready to get started to see the drivers. So looks like first up is Racer 003 with a nice golden red style Supra. Followed by second place is BTCC driver with a green Supra. Third place is Speedster Sasuke with an anime style Supra. Fourth place is Member _ 666. Fifth place is Ender Wiggin 62 with an orange and dark blue Supra. Sixth place is Stipe Turk. Seventh place is Castiel 13. 18th place is N1 BBLE with a purple chrome style. 9th place is Bromwich 13. 10th place is GTP Cowboy. 11th place is Emparco 33. 12th place is Terminal Goat. Nice unicorn style Supra. And 13th place is myself with a UTRS library variant. And 14th place is X-Plate XSRT8. 15th place is Dudu 2203. 16th place is Castor 11 Polux. 17th place is Victor Tree. 18th place is Infamous Turtle. And 19th place is Crum DG 30N. Nice hot rod style. Now, this is definitely might be able to get ready for a risk race, that this will might be prepared. Because rolling start is now in place, and now this is going to get everything ready to go. But this is going to be able to have a best of luck and do the best clean race we get. And this is definitely might be able to be prepared to go in to see the fastest moment of all. And then this will begin. Now this is going to get everything going, because this is going to be the hard race, folks, because racing around 9 laps on the big Willow, and now this is going to get everything ready to be able to take the chances to be able to have a good clean race will might coming in. And this is definitely might be pretty excellent, that this will might be able to take a lot of clean skills will might come in. But this is going to get everything will be prepared. Now looks like this is definitely might be able to have to take one quick strategy to be able to take the approach. But this is going to get very bumpy, that this is going to be able to stay careful as much as possible, because don't slow down, try to keep up, because this is all about the fastest event going on for having a one make race is going to be able to coming in, because this is going to get everything well performed. But this is definitely might be able to take the challenge, that this is going to be able to stay on the run on the tarmac track, that this is going to get everything better. And oh man, looks like just getting a little bit problem here, and then this is going to get very exercise caution, and then X-Plate SRT8 just definitely saved itself. And now this is definitely, oh, looks like Dudu 2203 just passed by. And luckily that this is going to get everything well risked, that this is going to get very extremely. But that was a very close call indeed. But this is gonna be very challenging that we need to be able to stay careful because this is gonna be a very tough one. Now on to the second lap, and then this is gonna be able to coming in to be able to keep going forward. But this is definitely might be able to stay strong and stay better, and then just gonna be able to keep a hold of it. And then this is definitely what we need to do, because try to keep it calm, and then this is gonna be able to take the hard race will might coming in, and then this is definitely might be able to have one struggle situation for it. Now looks like Racer 003 is now in the lead, and then he is pretty good to be able to master the big Willow. That could be the best chances that this is going to be very challenging to be prepared. Now looks like all of the other drivers are now definitely might be coming in, and then oh, there it is. Looks like this is definitely might be pretty harder, and then this make it a little bit trickier that this is going to be able to stay careful to get. And then looks like Nibble is now definitely might be able to just keep holding on to be able to press on for, while me and X-Place XSRT8 is definitely might be coming in. Hold on, just gonna be able to make sure, because just finally saved myself, and then this is definitely might be giving the risk, because this is gonna be pretty harder that this is gonna be able to keep it going. And then now this is definitely might be pretty difficult for any of us, that this is definitely might be able to try to keep it well maintained to master it on the big Willow. This is definitely the hardest challenge that we need to have. Now onto the third lap, only 6 more laps to go, and this is going to get everything well situated, because this is going to get very difficult, folks. The race is going to get very difficult if we must be able to achieve a good clean race by having a chance, and this is going to get everything a little bit harder or better. Oh, looks like yellow flag just called in, and then that could be the problem that this may be seen this seconds ago, and now this is definitely might be able to proceed, and then this is going to get everything well careful. Now looks like this is going to get everything, we'll be able to do a little bit better chance, we might be able to keep coming in, and then this is going to get everything well situated, that this is going to be able to take a one fast-paced race, is going to get everything to get. And of course just going to be able to take a little bit communication sign of the decreased SR, and oh man, looks like just colliding with the other car. But this is definitely a little bit problem, but this is definitely might be having a little bit tough collision, that this is going to be able to do much caution to get. But this race is pretty much very difficult. Well, due to the effect of the problem that it's definitely that I just got a 1 second penalty, because that will might have the consequences that this is going to be able to make. But I know that this is pretty harder, that this is definitely might be pretty tougher for us, that this is going to get everything worse or better. Now looks like the fourth lap is about to coming in, and then looks like only less amount of liters of fuel left to go. But this is going to be able to take a little bit more concentrated, that this will might get a hold of ourselves, because decreased SR could get a lot of problem, that this is definitely might be pretty to get. Okay, Castro 11 is now in the 13th place, but man, this race is going to get very harder, that this will might be able to keep up, because this is definitely might be losing up on it. Okay, by giving a little bit few more chances to go, but hope X-Place XSRT8 is trying to be able to get back on track. But this is going to be very harder, that this is going to be able to take a little bit more time to keep it going, and then maybe this is going to get very worse enough that this is definitely might be pretty difficult if we must be able to make sure. Alright, looks like this is going to be able to going in onto the 5th lap to be able to proceed, and now this will might get everything we'll need to have a full amount of gallon of fuel, that this is going to be able to coming in. Now, let's just gonna be able to make sure, just wait until the fuel is about to be in full capacity. And then, lucky for X-Place, XSRT8 is now definitely in the pits, and now this is gonna be able to coming in to get better. And then this one might be able to coming out of the pits, and now this is definitely might be pretty hard challenge because just gonna be able to stay well focused to be able to maintain the stability. But this is gonna get everything a little bit harder, that this is gonna get everything well situated, because this is definitely might be not okay to be able to have a one colliding collision is definitely might be pretty hard to get. Now, looks like Chrome UTG is now definitely might be in 16th place, and now just gonna be able to coming in to make one clear attempt to pass, and then this is definitely might be pretty riskier to be able to keep holding on for. Alright, looks like they're all in the pits, and now this is definitely might be able to press on and proceed until this is definitely might be able to give a little bit amount of fuel that this will might be able to get ready to good to go. But this is definitely might be coming back in to be able to do a little comeback, that this is going to get everything well achievable, but it gets a little bit harder, so we just definitely might need to do a little bit close tactics that this is going to be coming in. Now, looks like gonna have to take 13th place in the position, and now this is going to be able to come better. Alright, looks like everybody is now coming out of the pits, and now this is definitely might be able to come closer to be able to stay struggle will might get. Okay, let's just gonna be able to take plenty much more handling turns that this is gonna be able to stay on track. And now this is definitely might be doing less efficient, that this is going to be able to stay on hold, because this is definitely may cost of a driver rating that this will might come to effect. And looks like there it goes, yellow flag just called in, and then looks like Infamous Turtle is definitely has a little bit handling problem that this will might be able to have to take to stay on it. Then looks like getting a little bit loose control. And then looks like Icomgen is now back on the 14th place. Now, this is definitely might be getting closer, only down to 3 more laps to go. But sometimes that this is definitely might be pretty difficult, because this is definitely might need to stay focused. But unfortunately, this is going to get a lot of risk that we need to be able to stay on focus. We might get everything stay on track, because this is going to be able to do a lot better if we might be able to take a little bit more time. So looks like this is going to be able to coming back out, and then this is going to be able to take, just going to stay on the inside of the track, and then this one might be able to make a window open, and this is going to be able to take a little bit more time. Okay, that was a better turn, and now this is definitely might be pretty safer, and then this is going to be coming closer and better. Now, this is going to get everything well maintained to be able to hold on for, because this is going to get everything a little bit riskier that this will might stay. But this is going to get everything we'll be able to do much needed, that this is definitely we'll be able to have to keep going on for. And it looks like Member 666 is definitely on 2nd place. I hope he's definitely might be able to keep going faster to be able to catch up on to Racer 03's 003's lead. And this is going to get everything well challenged, that this is going to get everything stronger. BTCC driver is now definitely on 3rd, so he could probably able to keep up and keep trying until this is going to be able to make one good chance to be able to reach up onto 2nd place. Now onto the 8th lap, and now this is going to get everything we'll be able to stay handling, that this will might be able to hold out much longer. But this is going to get everything will might get stronger and getting a little bit harder, and then looks like Nibble just definitely got caught off the track, and then he'll be able to go back again for it. And then X-Place XSRT8 is in 15th place, so he'll be able to have to go back up until this one might be able to take the chance. Will might raise up the driver position. Will might get better, and evenly stronger determined will be made. Now, this is definitely might be the prettiest hard race that we need to be able to learn to overcome, because this is definitely all about the risk, and this is going to get pretty difficult for us if we must be able to make sure, because stay clean on a good race, but make sure that don't make any collision, because this is definitely an uncomfortable situation. Has definitely might be come to end that this one might be able to cause a little bit reckless effect, that this is going to be able to stay careful if we needs to stay safe. Now looks like on to the 9th and final lap of the race, and now this is going to be able to get ready, and this is definitely might be the best part, that this will might be able to stay strong, and then this is going to get everything well harder, that this will might get everything needed for. Now looks like X-Place is still currently on the 15th place, so he'll be able to take a little bit overtake chance to catch up onto Victor Tree while he's getting out of the pits, and now this is going to get everything well closer to be able to get contested going on to see it. Okay, let's just going to have to stay handling, and then this is going to get very lower on gas, and then there it goes, and then looks like getting a little bit loosened up on it. Victor is now passing me, and now this is going to be able to down to only 5% of fuel left remaining, but this is going to get pretty closer, that this is going to be able to run out of gas soon. Looks like this race is going to get very intense, that this is going to be able to try to keep going. Now on to the only a minute time left, and then this is definitely where it's at. Okay, looks like this is it. Running out of gas, and then that's 0%. This is definitely where it stops, folks, because this is definitely it. X-Place XSRT8 is now going to take that position, and then this will might consider this to be able to have a last and finish, but this is definitely might be pretty harder, that this is going to have to keep up on it, but this is definitely might be getting a little bit closer. Of course, that will might be able to do a lot better, that this will might be needs to use the fuel map, that this will might be able to stay on it, because that should probably able to do well, but looks like that was definitely might be a-okay, but this is gonna might need to take a lot of fuel to be able to hold on for. So looks like consider this a 17th place. That will might make it since the first round of the race, because, well, I hope they did well, but it's gonna might need to do a lot of strategy to be able to have a fuel to be able to stay on hold. Alright, this is going to be able to give a 17th place earnings, and now this is definitely might be coming better. Okay, looks like this is definitely doing a lot better, so this one might be able to congratulate to Racer 003 for a good race well done, and then looks like that's seen a lot less better, and then it was a very hard race, but, well, looks like that will might be able to give a good consider this for one good fun racing in. Then this is definitely might be doing a lot better. So looks like X-Place XSRT8 deserves to have a 14th place finish, and now that was a very good race. So thanks for the response, Racer 003. That was a very good race. Now let's just gonna be able to make sure, because racing on the big Willow is the big challenge for us, that we need to be able to get everything ready. So it'll be able to make sure, because we just definitely might be able to stay on track, but, well, it'll be able to do better next time, because this is definitely might be able to do for a different car with a different category, that this is going to get very harder because, well, just finally almost lost it because just almost got a little bit loosened up on the edge, because this is going to get very hard on this race that we need to be able to make sure to stay on track. Alright, good game you guys, but of course that's seen a lot of very good ways that this one might be able to stay on track, that this is going to get everything will be needed to be sure, because that will be able to have a good fun race. Alright, looks like round 11 is now going to be able to proceed to be able to get ready. So let's just going to be able to go and check to see which vehicle to be received for today's daily workout. Another BMW C8. Now that will be perfectly needed to be able to have another one for it, so this will be added to the garage. Well, we did all the good time in the race on the big Willow, but well, we've seen a lot better if we must be able to stay careful and try to get a hold of it. But unfortunately, that this is definitely might be able to do better if we must be able to stay strong and stay faster while we race on the Willow Springs, because the big Willow is the big challenge for us that we need to be able to stay focused to be able to avoid getting ourselves off the track. But luckily, important thing we need to do is to keep a close eye out on the fuel, because well, I almost had it to be able to reach it in one piece by 0% by the skin of its teeth, because well, we'll have to be able to do better until the next round of the race, so we might be able to get everything be able to be back on track, because this is definitely pretty challenging. So we'll make sure we might do better if we have the chance. Alright folks, glad that you really enjoyed this race. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and bell for notification upload, and the links of the description down below if you want to see more. I'll be seeing you guys next time for continuing on the GR Supra GT Cup on Gran Turismo Sports, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay cool.